Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to talk about the Awakening system and how it's been in the game for over 2 years now, and what you can really expect from an account after 2 years of grinding the Awakening system daily. So I'm going to show you guys both my accounts, what is on the accounts, what I focused on, and basically just show you guys what you guys can expect. Was this system everything we thought it would be? Was it as difficult? Was it more difficult? And where it's going to be in the future. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys. So hopping into this, my alt account here, we're going to go into the Altar of Souls. And this is the kind of like the system where you can build up your blessings. You got to open these Soulstones to unlock blessings for your champions. Blessings are basically like an extra set of masteries with stats attached to them. That's how I kind of describe it. The Awakening system first came at the end of August in 2022, so about 26 months, 25 months ago. So we can just take a quick look at my accounts and how they have progressed in terms of gathering Soulstones. So I use the same strategical approach for both my accounts. What I do generally, like 99% of the time, is I basically save up all my coins, my resources, and I basically buy souls for champions that I want to build. This strategy with daily grinding of the Iron Twins, it takes 6 to 8 months of continual grinding, getting these coins and essences from various events to be able to build a soul for one champion from 1 star all the way to 6 star. It takes a long time. It's a long commitment. So the other strategy is basically to convert these coins into stones. And then you gamble the stones off during various events and hope to get whatever useful soul you can get. You see here, I can buy 39 of these medium stones if I wanted to and gamble them off. I can buy 2 of these big ones, for example. The thing is, with buying the stones, you're up against RNG, right? Even if you're pulling these stones during 2x chance boosted events, for example, you only get a chance to pull boosted rarity of the soul, but you have no real control of what soul you get. And based on the amount of champions there are in the game, it could be totally random. It's not limited to champions that you own, so that's another big problem too. Like, if you can pull souls only for champions that you own, that'd be pretty nice. But because it's so random, and because your pool of usable champions is relatively small, or should be relatively small for most people, it's very hard to land a strong, good soul on a champion you actually use. This is why I use the strategy of basically converting coins into essences so that I can buy whatever champion I want. So you can see here, I have 800 of these, plus, basically 100 more. So I have about 900 of these, which means I can basically buy souls all the way up to 4 stars for 2 champions. So I can 4-star 2 champions just with the resources I have in my stash right now from 0 stars. It'll take time to find the stars, but it's gonna, but I'll guarantee myself 2 4-star champions. I recommend getting 4 stars for damage dealers because you get the crit damage from them. And if it's a damage dealer that you use across all content, then I definitely recommend going for the full 6 stars, because at 6 stars you can get a pretty high damage boost. So let's go over this account. This is my alt account, and we'll see what kind of champions actually have really strong blessings on here and how we actually got the blessings. So after 2 years of grinding Iron Twins every day, so I use all my keys every day. I use double keys on Void Day because it's a really good conversion rate. You get double the resources on Void Day. So I use all these keys, 6 keys per day, and then double key on Void. So 12 keys on Void Day. So I do invest those gems. I think it's still a good conversion rate because on Void Day, you're basically getting 4x what a regular day is. So even if you don't do the other days, you can just do Void Day and skip 3 days if you want, for example, but it's still going to cost you some gems. So yeah, let's jump into the champion pool. So this is my alt account. So I didn't pull the Lady Mikage. I built the Lady Mikage from the Titan event, if you guys remember. I pulled Helior, 6-star soul here. I don't use him at all, as you can clearly see. He's not booked, not mastered. I don't use him at all. I built this Harima from 0 to 6. And yeah, I do use her a lot. I use her in Arena, I use her in Hydra. So she is my second 6-star on this account that I fully built. This Astralon, I pulled the 6-star Soul. I don't use them that much. I use them in Faction Wars and stuff like that, or Centranos, but I used to use him a lot when I first fused him back in the day, like 3 years ago. He is a Valentine's fusion back in the day. I did use him a bit. And then Rotos. Rotos was my first 6-star champion that I built on my account. I focused on Rotos because he was just really strong in live arena, and I was really looking to progress in live arena. And obviously having a really strong damage dealing champion in arena in general helps, you know, maintain your tag team rank, helps you grind live arena and all that. But I've shifted focus from this account quite a bit. I don't really do live arena on this account because I just don't have time to. So Rotos is kind of just chilling here with his 6-star. He gains a lot of stats from the 6-star, which is also something that I wanted to emphasize and take advantage of as well, because he does gain bonuses from the HP and attack, which is really nice. Whereas like if he was just attack based damage dealer, he would only benefit from, you know, kind of attack, but his power goes up quite a bit from the blessings. So I figured he was a good candidate. So I built him to 6-star. So I have 2 built 6-stars from 0s, Harima and Rotos. The next champions I built, I kind of maybe semi-regret because I don't really feel like the need to fully commit to them to 6-star. So here I had Cardio. Cardio was one of the first supports that I started building. The problem with Cardio is that he doesn't really benefit from accuracy for going to the 5-star. So initially I was going to plan to take him to 6-star so that he gets the speed boost from the 6-star soul. But I decided to plus 15 speed, yeah. So 15 speed from the speed boost, but honestly, I kind of decided against it because he doesn't really need any kind of blessing to be really effective. Getting the resistance on him, I do have him in a resistance build, but it's not really like, you know, super good or anything. But this account, I haven't really super played really hard recently. So some of the stats are just not able to handle like super high-end content. But 735 resistance, I mean, it's decent in some area, but it's more like a high-end game tier, but not the highest end game tier stats. But yeah, I didn't really feel like the 5-star on him really benefited, so I feel like maybe he didn't need it. For a proper blessing for him, I can't really think of a blessing that really works on him either. I have him with Word of the Fallen, and I don't feel like that's really that important. He doesn't really need, you know, he doesn't apply cruelty that easily. He doesn't do super crazy amounts of damage. He doesn't have accuracy for polymorph. So Cardio is probably just one of those champions that I kind of regret. So I could have saved the 5-star upgrade on him. Eostrate I got from the training event. So Pytheon is also another champion that I was trying to build up because he's basically the best support champion on this account. And obviously I got him from the fusion and all that, and I was building him up from 1-star. But again, a similar kind of thing with Cardio is that Pytheon doesn't really benefit from the 5-star that much. He gets a little bit of resistance, but I'm not really having him in a resistance build. I have him in Life Harvest. Like Life Harvest is fine for support champions that don't, you know, rely on accuracy or anything. But honestly, it's not super important for him to have a 5-star blessing for this. If I wanted to commit him all the way to 6-star, then he gets the speed bonus, which is nice. But honestly, at this point, I don't really feel like committing to him for the 6-star. So you can kind of see here, like, it's really tough when you commit to a champion and then you change your mind, because you're already sinking in like the resources to make him the 5, and then you don't commit to him all the way. So for example, here, Cardio and Pytheon, I'm probably not going to commit to them all the way. So in this case, I could have saved, you know, 100 of the big resource and then 100 of the big resource here, and then just keep them at 4-star. The thing is, the priorities for me and this account changed. And because it takes so long to build a 6-star, 6 to 8 months, right? So it takes you months to get the resources to go to 6-star. The game can change as well, and your priorities for your account can change. So for me, the priorities for this account definitely changed. It went from basically not being able to have time to play live arena, and then I started shifting focus to more like Hydra champions. And I started building up champions like Varl. Varl's a very good Hydra champion. He's, you know, basically free from the Doom Tower and stuff. I built up, you know, starting to build up Mishinaki more. Obviously, I need to build up Narcissus. Narcissus is my main arena damage dealer on this account. And I feel like I probably should focus on Thor to 6-star maybe, just for Hydra damage. The thing is, I like having champions that can kind of double duty, where I can use them in arena and Hydra. Thor, he's a good damage dealer overall, but I don't really need him to produce damage in my arena. I have enough of those arena damage dealers. So for me, him to 6-star is probably not super necessary unless I want to go all in on him for Hydra. The other champion that I was thinking about going to 6-star is probably Wukong. I get a lot of value from this guy. I play this guy in basically all content. Live arena, even for Hydra, I use him as my block buff champion. He also pitches in some extra damage for Hydra as well. So I might actually take him to 6-star next. And yeah, like I said, he gains quite a bit because I do use him everywhere. So he might be my next 6-star for this account. Otherwise, I don't really have a full, you know, I don't really have, you know, a real clear 6-star. Like, I'm not going to take Armans to 6 just because Armans just get banned all the time. So the value of him going to 6-star for me is actually not that high. Yes, you gain some speed, which is good, but honestly, he rarely sees any play, and I don't really need him outside of arena. And like I said, this account doesn't really focus on arena too much. Other than that, the other champions that I might take to 4-star would be, maybe I'd take Hegemon to 4-star because I do use him quite a bit just for fun. Give him a little bit extra damage would be okay. I recently pulled a 6-star for Herndig, which is really nice. So you can kind of see here how many 6-stars I pulled in like 2 years. I pulled a Helior, an Astralon, and a 6-star Herndig. So I pulled 3 6-star legendaries. I built 2 6-star legendaries on this account. I built a couple, you know, semi-regrettable 5-stars. So 5-star Cardio, 5-star Python, I feel like are semi-regrettable. I built a 5-star UDK, which is probably something that I wanted to do, and I feel like I got some value from because the extra resistance on him was helpful. But I'm not going to commit to this guy to 6-star. I pulled a 5-star Nishak, pulled a 5-star Nari. This was from event. 5-star Syl I pulled, and I built up the 5-star Wukong, 5-star Varl, 4-star Narcissus. So you can kind of see where like my resources went. I do have enough to make probably one more. I do have enough to make probably one more 6-star. You can kind of see here. So I got 55 here. I got 170 here, and then I can sell some souls. So my soul box for this account, I basically keep any dupe. Definitely I could clean it up a little bit, but I basically keep most legendary souls, even dupes, until the moment I need to sell them to buy something else that I really want that's in the shop. I try to keep 5 and 6 stars of rares, usable rares, and I try to keep most of my epics as well. Like you can see here, I could definitely like just sell these for like easy coins, right? But I won't do it until I see something that is really necessary in this soul shop. So I'll probably look for some more big essences for this account, and then probably build my Wukong to 6-star. And I'll show you guys some more of my pulls over the last 2 years in terms of 5 and 6-star legendary mythicals. So I did pull a 6-star Ruark. I don't have him. I have a 6-star Herndig, which I haven't upgraded him yet. 6-star Saltus, I don't have. Theodore, 5-star, I don't have. 6-star Tyrant, I don't have. Actually, wait, I do have Tyrant. I just don't use him as a 6-star. So you can kind of see I pull like a handful of 6-star legendaries over 2 years. And like if you want to gamble on stones, you know, you have to kind of gamble that your handful of 6-star legendaries that you pull in a year hit the champions that you use. That's why I feel like building them instead of gambling for them, you know, at least it guarantees you the value. It just feels like a long time, right? But yeah, blessings are just a massive bottleneck for like free to play or low spend or players that don't spend on this system. It's just a massive bottleneck. Getting the champion is only like one part of the puzzle. Most champions are, you know, not worth using unless you get the blessings for them nowadays. So it's just yeah, it's just a really big bottleneck. It just takes a lot of time. But let's jump into my main account and we'll go over some of the inventory there as well. All right, so hopping over to my main account, same kind of idea here. We hop over to the Altar of Souls. You can check out how many coins I have. I have 185 here. I'm working towards the 4-star 300 essence so I can buy a 4-star for somebody. I can basically get there. I just need to sell some souls, so I'm not too worried about that. In terms of the big essences, I'm working towards the next 6-star that I'm going to get on this account. I save all my resources. I don't buy stones. I just buy essences and build up souls that way. Like I said, guys, 6 to 8 months for each 6-star soul. That's kind of, you know, at least that's the way to guarantee you get something out of it. From my box, show you guys what I got in terms of things I've built. 4-star Mikage I pulled from a stone. I built the 6-star Rotos. Again, same kind of idea. I use them for live arena. In this account, I do play live arena quite a lot, so the 6-star has definitely come in handy. He is my strongest damage dealer on this account, across both my accounts actually. He's also my only Empower champion. So I definitely got a lot of value from his 6-star, and he benefits a lot from it. So I'm happy about that. I built my 6-star Taras as well from basically 1-star. So I do use them quite a lot. Hydra content, arena content. So I definitely got a lot of value from this 6-star. And for him, he gains tons and tons of damage. So happy about that. Pulled Deliana recently, so I got 6-star for her. Don't use her anywhere, but I got her. Gaius, I don't really use him anywhere as well, but I'm trying to maybe make him work. So I do have him built out, you know, for a little bit of work, but he is a 6-star here, so I pulled him. Trunda I built as my third 6-star. Obviously we know what happened with Trunda, but I built her from basically 1-star. So she is my third 6-star on this account. And Thrala, we got the 5-star from the event. Sifi was one of those champions I built from 0 up to 5, and I stopped. Initially I was going to build her to 6, but I ended up stopping because I only really use her for live arena, and live arena has taken a back seat quite a bit, so my priorities changed, and then I just decided to stop her at 5-star. 5-star is a little bit of a waste for her, to be honest, because I run her with polymorph just for the odd chance that she can polymorph somebody. It's a very low chance because she doesn't run super high accuracy. Resistance I don't really use as well. So I was really shooting for the 6-star for her, but I ended up stopping her because my priorities changed from live arena and arena in general to more Hydra focused. So I basically stopped her from 6-star and started working on Trunda to 6-star. And then we all know what happened to Trunda. So Sifi, she's probably going to stay at 5-star for a little bit. I'm not going to make her 6-star. Turvo was a lucky pull. I pulled a 5-star Turvo. I did use him a lot for my platinum reset pushes back in the day. So definitely a really, really lucky usable pull here. So very happy about that. UDK as a 5-star, I did build him up from the Titan event, which was a 4-star, and I built him up to 5-star. I wanted to get him the extra resistance, extra stats for him. So I did like this 5-star. I'm not going to make him a 6-star because he doesn't need speed or anything like that. Having sheep is useful, but it's not super necessary. All right, so after that, we pulled the 5-stars for Gaul. I don't use him for anything. He's not a bad champion, but for me, I don't really use him. I'm building up the Harima here, 1 to 5-star. I'm going to commit to her for a 6-star because I do use her for Hydra and Live Arena. So I will be committing to her to the 6-star next. So she will be my fourth 6-star on this account. But like I said, I don't really change the strategy between my main account and my alt account. I do my daily 6 keys and Iron Twins. I do the double key on Voids. And yeah, that's about it. So basically it's just no difference. I don't gain, you know, much more resources on any on both accounts. Both accounts I go for, you know, the high rewards on events because they're so hard to get. Like the essences and stuff, I definitely go for them. You know, they can save me days, they can save me weeks of progress from Iron Twin. So this is my 4th one. And then this one was from event. 5-star from event. This is from event. 4-star I built Georgette up to 4-star. I'm just gonna leave him here. He's gained a little bit of crit damage here. But but I think he's a worthy 6-star for a lot of people. But for me, he's just got a high an arena damage dealer, so I'm just gonna leave him here for now, just because I wanted to, basically 6-star more versatile champions to get more value from them. I did 4-star the Torment here, just for some extra damage. He does benefit from the 5-star as well, so maybe I go to 5-star for him. But Torment's definitely fallen off quite a bit in terms of like, people equipping Stone Skin, Pinpoint, all that stuff. And he's basically arena only, so I'm probably not gonna do anything with him. Wixwell from event. Ruark I pulled. This one was from event. Pull, and I built up Mishinaki again for Hydra. He's very good, so I wanted to build him up to 4-star. Wukong was from the event. This one is interesting because Wukong I definitely left behind for a long time on this account. Although I feel like he is definitely a worthy 5 and 6-star, I felt like this account just had a little bit more champions that I wanted to focus on first. So I left him at the 4-star just for the extra crit damage here. But yeah, so there's a lot of champions here that I had to prioritize and leave behind. For example, like Necrit, I built to 3, I left them behind. Warlord, I left them behind as well because obviously once I saw the primals started coming in, I was just like, no, this champion's not going to be very good in a year from now. So I had to have the foresight to basically stop using him or stop building him up because if you fully commit to him, you want to go all the way to the 6-star because you want the accuracy here and then you want the speed here. But as a 6-star, like Warlord, yes, he gained, he'll be faster, he'll be more accurate. But honestly, his general use for myself in Arena is not that much. So I'm glad that I stopped building him. But of course, he's going to be a usable, great champion. But in terms of building him up for a soul, I decided to stop. After that, everybody else is kind of like 3-star just for like damage bonus. So any like support champion, like maybe Hellcath, I'll build the 4-star just for some crit damage. But somebody like Duchess, who I'm not going to commit to like a 6-star, I'm just going to leave her at 3 stars. She doesn't need the 4-star crit damage. And she doesn't need resistance or accuracy. So I'm just not going to get her to 5 and I'm not going to get her to 6. So even somebody like Duchess, who is an insane champion, obviously, I cannot prioritize to get 6. So you guys can kind of see here how much you can kind of expect after like 2+ years of playing the event very, very seriously. I'm not event, but playing like Iron Twins and playing this feature, this awakening system very, very seriously. I don't even have like, for example, like another champion that I kind of want to focus on is like Newt here. This is my highest Newt. It's a 2. Like I have 3 of them. Like it's a 2-star. It's just, you can't prioritize everything, and you just have to prioritize the champions that really, really matter and can stand the test of time. So you can kind of see like where the mistakes that I made and then how the priorities in game and on your account change over time. And then you kind of get stuck, with the sunk cost in, but you kind of also need to just know when to come out of it. Pull out, right? Pull out your investment, shift your focus to something else. For me, I think I'm still going to commit to the Harima 6-star because like I said, she's incredibly good in live arena. I use her very often. And then obviously she's still very good in Hydra as well. So I'm going to commit to her for the 6-star so she gets some extra damage. Afterwards, I do have the brand new, this guy, Ayasu. So I will probably focus on this guy because he is going to be insanely good in Arena and Hydra as well. So I'm going to focus on this guy to get him his 6-star after Harima. But for me, Harima, I'm still working on her 6-star, which will take me time. So I'm kind of there, 120, and I'm kind of there, right? I can probably sell stuff to make it happen. But I'm probably like a month away from getting Harima 6-star. After that, Ayasu is, he's probably like 6 months away, like 6 or 7 months away. And Horse and Marius. I definitely like I love Marius, and Marius is another champion that I can't really, should I focus on Marius or should I focus on Ayasu? And, it's either one or the other, but if I do them back to back, it's going to be a year from now. you know, this, you know, unless I get lucky and I pull a big soul for them, right? So, you know, this system is incredibly like a long-term system. You definitely have to focus on champions that have really long-term value. And that's going to be based on your account. You have to be very careful with these resources. They're just, you just don't get them very often. And yeah, focusing on key champions is super, super important. Definitely something that I've seen from people that they do is basically they get 1 star too often. They get 1 star for every single champion in their box, and they just get it too often. The 1 stars you can pull more frequently. They also don't offer much benefits. And actually even getting like these 20 pieces here actually takes a long time. It actually takes a long time to get. It could take you like a week to get 20 of these. Anybody that's been doing the Marius missions knows that these don't come all that often. So definitely be extra careful about how you guys spend these resources. Consider it a super long-term investment. Obviously, when you look at these and you're like, hey, I want to just gamble like these stones and stuff, you know, I would advise against it because it's very unlikely that you pick up anything super, super usable. Like for me, like I'll show you guys the 5 and 6 star souls that I've gotten in my stash. You know, 1 5-star mythical. I think on my other account is the same. I got 1 5-star mythical. I won the Odin 5-star. Just randomly, I won it. So he's chilling here. I got Freya's 5-star soul, but that was from an event. She's still in the fragment form, so I haven't pulled her yet. Loki, I haven't done anything with. Adlin, haven't done anything with. Got a 5-star Irith, 6-star Claytna, 5-star Noble, 5-star Brachus, 5-star Elder Skarg, 6-star Lanicus, which would be pretty cool if the old Trunda team was still working with the same way. I don't know if it's still working with Lanicus, but a 6-star Lanicus is pretty sweet. A 5-star Belnor. So this is, you know, what you kind of expect after like over 2 years of doing the system. Yeah, basically without spending money in it. But I definitely grind basically all the resources I can in the game because these resources are super scarce. But yeah, this is kind of what you expect. About three 6 stars that you can build. Yeah, a bunch of these random 5 and 6 star souls that you may or may not use. So for example, there you go. If not many of these I can use, right? But yeah. Anyways, guys, hopefully this video was interesting. It's kind of a different take. It's kind of like a walk down memory lane. Kind of give you guys a snapshot of what to expect after the start of the Awakening system, which was like the end of August. Maybe you guys can see how, you know, my accounts compare to your accounts, for example, and what, you know, how we stand in terms of 5 and 6 star souls that we use or how we prioritize different things. Hopefully it showed you guys some insight into all that. But thank you guys so much for watching until the end. I appreciate your time as always. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.